Taking a bite. Gajiste on. I'm usually taking a bite. Gajiste going. I'd taken a bite. Agwatste sa'i. Let me take a bite. We got G-sticky. For me to take a bite. Agwatste. Taking a break. Giohistiha. I'm usually taking a break. Giohistis going. I took a break. Agiohistanai. Let me take a break. With Giohista. For me to take a break. Agiohistohti. Agiohistohti. Taking along something living. I'm taking another somewhere. Giatinawidiha. I'm usually taking another somewhere. Giatinawidisgoi. I took another somewhere. Giatinawidahai. Let me take another somewhere. With Giatinawida. For me to take another somewhere. Giatinawidi. Taking along something neutral. I'm taking it along. Giwidiha. I'm usually taking it along. Giwidisgoi. I took it along. Akiwidahai. Let me take it along. With Giwida. For me to take it along. Akiwidi. Taking along something long. Giawidiha. I'm usually taking it along. Giawidisgoi. I took it along. Agiyahwidahai. Let me take it along. With Giawida. For me to take it along. Agiyahwidi. Taking along a liquid. Ginewidiha. I'm usually taking along a liquid. Ginewidisgoi. I took it along. Aginewidahai. Let me take it along. With Ginewida. For me to take it along. Aginewidi. Taking a seat. Galista tluska. I'm usually taking a seat. Galista tluskoi. I took a seat. Agwasta tlunai. Let me take a seat. We galista tluga. For me to take a seat. Agwasta tlusti. Taking off or removing an accessory. Nigantea. I'm usually removing it. Niganteeskoi. I removed it. Nawantesai. Let me remove it. Nikanteki. For me to remove it. Iawantesti. Iawantesti. Taking or drawing a picture. See. Well, of him or of it. Tejiatli lostiha. Tegatli lostiha. I'm usually taking a picture. Tejiatli lostiskoi. Of it. Tegatli lostiskoi. I took a picture. Tejiatli lostanai. Of it. Tegatli lostanai. Let me take a picture. Tejiatli losta. Of it. Tegatli losta. For me to take a picture. Tejiatli lostohti. And then of it. Tegatli lostohti. Taking off a cap. Galistu le on. Usually taking off a cap. Galistu le going. I took off a cap. Agwastu le sa'i. Let me take off a cap. Wigalistu legi. For me to take a cap off. Agwastu lesti. Taking off a hat. Galisque tuki on. I'm usually taking off a hat. Galisque tuki skoi. I took off a hat. Agwasque tuki sa'i. Let me take off a hat. Wigalisque tuki. Wigalisque tuki. For me to take off a hat. Agwasque tukisti. Taking off a ring. Galiesuski on. Galiesuski on. I usually take off a ring. Galiesuski skoi. I took off a ring. Agwaliesuski sa'i. Let me take off a ring. Wigaliesuski. Wigaliesuski. For me to take off a ring. Agwaliesuskisti. Agwaliesuskisti. Taking off a shirt. Ganuwe on. I'm usually taking off a shirt. Ganuwe skoi. I took off a shirt. Awanuwe sa'i. Let me take off a shirt. Wiganuwegi. Wiganuwegi. For me to take off a shirt. Awanuwesti. Taking off clothes. Deganuwe on. I'm usually taking off clothes. Deganuwe skoi. I took off clothes. Dawanuwe sa'i. Let me take off clothes. Wideganuwegi. Wideganuwegi. For me to take off clothes. Dawanuwesti. Taking off earrings. Degatli ate on. I'm usually taking off earrings. Degatli ate skoi. I took off earrings. Dawatli ate sa'i. Let me take off earrings. Widigatli ateki. For me to take off earrings. Digwatli atesti. Taking off glasses. Degagatinete on. I'm usually taking off glasses. Degagatinete skoi. I took off glasses. Dawaktinete sa'i. Let me take off glasses. Widigagatineteki. For me to take off glasses. Diwaktinetesti. Taking off gloves. Degalye sule on. Degalye sule on. I usually take off gloves. Degalye sule skoi. I took off gloves. Dawalye sule sa'i. Let me take off gloves. Widigalye suleki. For me to take off gloves. Digwalye sulesti. Taking off pants. Ga sule on. I'm usually taking off pants. Ga sule skoi. I took off pants. Agwa sule sa'i. Let me take off pants. Wiga suleki. Wiga suleki. For me to take off pants. Awa sulesti. Taking off shoes. Degala sule on. I'm usually taking off shoes. Degala sule skoi. I took off shoes. Dawala sule sa'i. Let me take off shoes. Widigala suleki. Widigala suleki. For me to take off shoes. Digwala sulesti. Taking off socks. Tê có lý ổ kỹ ẩn. Tê có lý ổ kỹ ẩn. I usually take off socks. Tê có lý ổ kỹ skoin. I took off socks. Ta wa lý ổ kỹ sơn. Let me take off socks. We tì có lý ổ kỹ. For me to take off socks. Tì qua lý ổ kỹ stin. Tì qua lý ổ kỹ stin. Taking off running. Got the nasty, huh? I'm usually taking off running. Got the nasty going. I took off running. I got the nasty. Let me take off running. We got the nasty. For me to take off running. I got the nasty. Taking time. I'm taking time. Chỉ ít lý tổ, huh? I'm usually taking time. Chỉ ít lý tổ hỏi. I took time. I got ít lý tổ lại. Let me take time. Wa got ít lý tổ. Wa got ít lý tổ. For me to take time. I got ít lý tổ sti. Taking turns or exchanging with another. Chia ta nét lý sti, huh? I'm usually taking turns. Chia ta nét lý sti going. I took turns. Chia ta nét lý sti. Let me take turns. We chia ta nét lý sta. For me to take turns with another. Chia ta nét lý sti. Talking to another. Jili no heti, huh? I'm usually talking to another. Jili no heti going. I talk to another. Jili no hetanai. Let me talk to another. With jili no heta. For me to talk to another. Jili no hetoti. Jili no hetoti. I'm teaching. Tega te yo haska. I'm usually teaching. Tega te yo haskoi. I taught. Dawa te yo na. Dawa te yo nai. Dawa te yo nai. A lake. Dawa te yo nai. Let me teach. We diga te yo hanga. For me to teach. Digwa te yo ti. I'm teaching another. Gia yo haska. I'm usually teaching another. Gia yo haskoi. I taught another. Gia yo nai. Let me teach another. Gia yo hanga. For me to teach another. Gia yo ti. I'm telling. Jino he ha. I'm usually telling. Jino he's going. I told. Akino he tlai. Let me tell. With Jino hala. For me to tell. Akino he ti. I'm telling another. Jino se ha. I'm usually telling another. Jino se hoi. I told another. Jino se lai. Let me tell another. With Jino hisi. For me to tell another. Jino se ti. I'm telling a lie. Gaji sko ska. Or gaji sko, either one. I usually am telling a lie. Gaji sko skoi. Or gaji sko skoi. I told a lie. Awat sko nai. Let me tell a lie. We got G sko unga. For me to tell a lie. Awat sko ti. There are a certain number of us. No G There's usually a certain number of us. No G o. There had been a certain number of us. No G I. Let there be a certain number of us. Noji esti. Noge, huh? Or nojik right now. For there to be a certain number of us. Noji isti. Noji isti. They and I are gathering. Ojata tlisi, huh? They and I are usually gathering. Ojata tlisi is going. They and I gathered. Ogata tli sanai. Let they and I gather. Ojata tlisa. For they and I to gather. Ogata tlisoti. I'm thankful or happy. Gali eliga. I'm usually thankful. Gali eligoi. I'd been thankful. Agwali helizai. Let me be thankful. Wigali heligi. For me to be thankful. Agwali helisti. Agwali helisti. Thinking. Gadana teha. I'm usually thinking. Gadan teskoi. I had thought. Awadan te tlai. Let me think. Wigadan tula. For me to think. Awadan teti. I think so. Gele I usually think so. Gele skoi. I thought so. Agweli sai. Let me think so. Wagwela. For me to think so. Agwelisti. It is thundering. Ahyatawalo. It's usually thundering. Ahyatawalo skoi. It thundered. Uhyatawalo. Let it thunder. Wahyatawaloja. For it to thunder. Uhyatawalosti. Throwing. Awadega. I'm usually throwing. Awadegoi. I threw. Awadina sai. Let me throw. Wawaduga. For me to throw. Awadinadi. Tickling another. Deji yagi. I'm usually tickling another. Deji yagi skoi. I tickled another. Daki yagai. Let me tickle another. With diji yaga. For me to tickle another. Diji yagisti. I'm tired. Dagiawega. I'm usually tired. Dagiawegoi. I'd been tired. Dagiawejai. Let me be tired. With digiawegi. For me to be tired. Digiawesti. I'm touching it. Gasanihi. I'm usually touching it. Gasanihihoi. I touched it. Aksanihilai. Aksanihilai. Let me touch it. Wigasanka. For me to touch it. Aksansti. Translating. Ganelti. I'm usually translating. Ganelti skoi. I translated. Agwaneltanai. Let me translate. Wiganelta. For me to translate. Agwaneltoti. I'm trying. Ganelti. I'm usually trying. Ganelti skoi. I tried. Awaneltanai. Let me try. Wiganelta. For me to try. Agwaneltoti. I'm turning on a light. Jijanska. I'm usually turning on a light. Just scoing. I turned on a light. Agua just tanai. Let me turn on a light. We just turn. For me to turn on a light. Agua just dusty. I'm turning around. Gaga-ta-huh-uh. I'm usually turning around. Gaga-ta-huh-scoing. I turned around. Awak-ta-huh-sai. Let me turn around. We gaga-ta-huh-na. For me to turn around. Awak-ta-huh-sti. I'm turning it. Chite-yasti-huh. I'm usually turning it. Chite-yasti-scoing. I turned it. Agua-de-yast-tanai. Let me turn it. Wiji-de-yasta. For me to turn it. Agua-de-sto-ti. I'm tying. Dejigan-nehi-huh. I'm usually tying. Dejigan-nehi-hoi. I tied. Dagi-kane-hlai. Let me tie. Widiji-ga-nega. Widiji-ga-nega. For me to tie. Digi-kanesti. Typing. I'm typing. Dega-sons-di-huh. I'm usually typing. Dega-sons-di-scoing. I typed. Dawa-sons-tanai. Let me type. Widiga-sons-da. For me to type. Digwa-sons-dohti. Unable to find it. Awashka. I'm usually unable to find it. Awashkoi. I wasn't able to find it. Awashchai. Let me be unable to find it. Wagwashki. For me to be unable to find it. Aktloisti. I understand. Go liga. I usually understand. Go ligoi. I understood. Agorchai. Let me understand. We go ligi. For me to understand. Agortlisti. Unlucky at hunting. Aqualega. I'm usually unlucky at hunting. Aqualegoi. I'd been unlucky at hunting. Aqualasai. Let me be unlucky at hunting. Wakwaluga. For me to be unlucky at hunting. Wakwalasti. Unhitching, unplugging, or unhooking it. Gudalea. I'm usually unhooking it. Gudaleskoi. I unhooked it. Agudalesai. Let me unhook it. Wigudalegi. For me to unhook it. Agudalesti. Unplugging, unhooking it. He or she is unhitching him or her. Agudalea. I'm usually unhooking him or her. Agudaleskoi. Or he is. He is usually unhitching him or her. He unhitched him or her. Uwudalesai. Let me unhitch, or let him or her unhitch him or her. Wagudalegi. For him to unhitch him or her. Uwudalesti. Unsticking it. Chiyalaki. I'm usually unsticking it. Chiyalaki skoi. I unstuck it. Agiyalaki sai. Agiyalaki sai. Let me unstick it. Wijiyalaki. For me to unstick it. Agiyalakisti. I'm untying it. Dejigan-nehi-huh. I'm usually untying. De jigan ne hi hoi. I untied it. Dagi kane hi lai. Dagi kane hi tlai. Let me untie it. We dijigan ne ga. We dijigan ne ga. For me to untie it. Digi kane hi sti. Digi kane hi sti. I'm urinating. Gadi kalito, huh? I'm usually urinating. Gadi kalito, hoi. I urinated. Awadi kalito lai. Let me urinate. We got the kalida. For me to urinate. Awadi kalida sti. I'm using it. Gadi, huh? I'm usually using it. Gadi skoi. I used it. Aguatanai. Let me use it. We gata. For me to use it. Aktoti. I'm using it up. Jitsahuska. Jitsahuska. I'm usually using it up. Jitsahuskoi. I used it up. Agwatsanoi. Let me use it up. With jitsahuga. For me to use it up. Agwatsahusti. I'm visiting. Gadao tahito, huh? I'm usually visiting. Gadao tahito, hoi. I visited. Awadao tahito lai. Let me visit. We gadao tahita. For me to visit. Awadao tahita sti. I'm visiting another. Jiwa tahito, huh? I'm usually visiting another. Jiwa tahito, hoi. I visited another. Jiwa tahito lai. Let me visit another. With jiwa tahita. For me to visit another. Jiwa tahita sti. Waiting on another or it. I'm waiting on another. Jigatia. I'm waiting on it. Jigatia. I'm usually waiting on another. Jigatio-i. Jigatio-i. I'm usually waiting on it. Jigatio-i. Jigatio-i. I waited on another. Jigati-da-i. I waited on it. Agik-ti-da-i. Let me wait on another. Wijigati-da. Let me wait on it. Wijik-ti-da. For me to wait on another. Jik-ti-di-sti. For me to wait on it. Agik-ti-di-sti. I'm waking up another. Jia-isti-ha. I'm usually waking up another. Jia-isti-skoi. I woke up another. Jia-istanai. Let me wake up another. With jia-istan. For me to wake up another. Jia-istohti.